And she's like, Rico, you must go to Yusuke. She's like, Mom, are you okay? She's like, I'm totally fine. She's not fine. She's all cross-eyed and walled-eyed at the same time. You need to kiss Yusuke. Your dream was real, Kiko. It's the only way to bring him back to life. And she's like, oh my God, jeez. Hello, and thank you for checking out the video. I just want to let you know that I not only create content on my YouTube channel, Class in the Glass, but I'm also on Twitch, where I review movies, cartoons, and TV shows live, while also playing single-player games and multiplayer games. I also have a Patreon, where subscribers have access to hundreds of video and audio commentaries for films and cartoons, as well as podcasts and videocasts. In the meantime, thank you again for watching, and enjoy the video. But chat, speaking of animes, good transition, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Speaking of animes, chat, I gotta do my scene by scene breakdown to Yu Yu Hakusho episode 5. In case I missed you before, welcome again to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. Hope your holiday Christmas weekends treated you and your families with much respect. And hope you still get, those of you at school, I hope you get some more time off too, chat, or work or whatever. But I'm pleasure to have you spend it with me this Monday. Let me make your Monday a little bit better, chat. Now we'll start with some Yu Yu Hakusho episode 5 shenanigans, chat. It'll be great. It'll be great. So, chat, we find out Yusuke is tired. He's like, I've been dead for weeks, okay? My body is rotting. My mother, she's working every street corner just to get cash, not to support me and my dead body, but just to get herself some more drinks and spend it on some hot male hook. They really showcase that. Yusuke's mom is not responsible, especially in this episode. It's like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe it. And thank you, by the way, to Miles Holder for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry / Grinch. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. But, he's tired of it all. He's just like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And it's like, I get it. I get to go in my body soon. Like, that's really cool. I don't really trust this toddler. And then baby Jesus, Chad, little baby Jesus, he shows up. And he's like, I thought I told you to stop calling me a toddler. He's like, Jesus, someone put a fucking bell on you? He's like, no, I'm baby Jesus. No one puts a bell on me. Only I would put a bell on me. And he's like, all right, I'm sorry for calling you a toddler. Listen. But hanging out with Botan, what are we going to do? He's like, well, tonight's the night. Let's go ahead and get to your dead body, okay? He's like, cool. So they show up there, and the mom is already heavily fucking drinking, chat. Heavily drinking already. And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, Mom. She's a mess. She is fucking mess. No, I mean, she's kind of like, oh, she's attractive, but in a super trashy way. And it's just like, oh, my God. She should not have a child. She should never have a kid. I mean, I guess we find out later on, but I've been told that she had him when she was very young and immature, and she has remained consistently immature, Jeff, for that time. She should not be a mother, but she's fucking drinking at this point. But then little baby Koema, Chad, I'm gonna call him baby Jesus because he's baby Jesus. And he's like, all right, listen. So normally this would be pretty easy to do. However, your wavelength right now is out of sync. And he's like, well, why is that? Because there is a struggle inside you, Yusuke. There's a struggle inside you, but I've seen you do much good, and I believe you'll come out a better person. But for the next 24 hours, all of your goodwill will glow throughout your body, okay? But in order to make sure this is some weird mumbo jumbo, but at this point they introduce so much mumbo jumbo spirit eggs of beasts inside of them and stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But he's like, listen, in order to get your wavelength in sync, someone who truly admires you and or loves you needs to kiss you. They need to kiss you good on big old fat smooch right on the lips. And baby Jesus is like, listen, there's at least 3 people that I know of that feel that way about you. Your mom, who is, all right, she's walking out the door. Mom is this, she comes over to Yusuke. Yusuke, I love you. I love you so much. Mommy needs to get medicine right now, okay? She's out of medicine right now. So I'll be back later, okay, kitten? Kiss. Okay, bye. She doesn't really kiss him though, Chad. She just waddles out the door, not knowing where the hell she's going. He's like, she's gonna be doing this for days. She's sometimes gone for days. Great. Well, it can't be my mom. Never gonna be able to get a hold of her. And he's like, well, there is always, a good old Kuwabara. And then we cut to Kuwabara, Chad, who had a dream about kissing Yusuke. He's like, no, not boy kisses. And he freaks out about that. He does not want to kiss Yusuke on the lips. Well, Yusuke's like, well, okay, well, that's out of the question there. And he's like, Baby G's like, well, the only other person is Kiko. You got to get Kiko to kiss you on the lips. And he's like, well, she clearly has feelings for me. And maybe I have some feelings for her, I guess. I guess she would be the obvious choice. And I guess it's later in the morning, and Kiko's been going there in the morning so she can clear out all the fucking trash that Yusuke's mother left her on because she's a terrible, negligent mother. And so she clean up and shit, and she sits right next to Yusuke, sits right down to him. And she remembers the dream where saying that, we're kissing him and stuff. You gotta believe. But she's like, no, it's not right. It's not right. It's not appropriate. I shouldn't kiss Yusuke without his consent. But she's like, but he's so hot. But I can't do it. And then Yusuke's like, no, kiss me. You have my consent. Kiss me. But she leaves, and he's like, Jesus. And then Baby Jesus and Botan are there. It's like, don't worry, man. Don't worry. Listen, she'll come back. Well, you can influence her a little bit, and then she'll give you a good old smooch in the lips. He's like, all right, well, that's true. And so they go and they watch her at school for the rest of the day, and she's thinking about Yusuke and like where the mom is, and she's concerned and stuff. But then the principal, the nice principal, has been helping. It was always spoke very kindly of Yusuke and helped out Kuwabara and his friends a couple episodes ago. He stops in. He has something. He wants to talk to Kiko. He's like, hey, Kiko, if you want to speak with me, I got a really serious situation. You want to come with me? And she's like, oh, God, what is it? What's wrong? And he's like, I just want to let you know that your mother has collapsed and she's been hospitalized. She's like, oh, my God. And so she goes to the hospital, chat, where we learned now it's Japan at the moment in this episode is going through a fucking heat wave. We learned about that in the last episode, chat. Had that crazy arsonist burning places down. Trying to let the heat wave be a cover for his arsonist, his actions. But the mother was working. So I guess there is like they own a bakery. They own a food shop or something. I think it's a bakery. I believe it's a bakery. And she overworked herself, chat. She overworked herself and collapsed. Husband brought her in, and the doctor's saying like, listen, she has a little bit of a heat stroke. Overworked herself, clearly exhausted. Got to sell them fucking rolls and shit and donuts. And I get that. You got to make a living, but she needs to rest for now, but she should be fine. We're giving her more fluids, and, but just let her sleep. And he leaves, and then the dad's like, all right, Kiko, let's let your mom rest. We can come back in the morning. She's like, no, I'll never leave my mother's side ever again. I could never do that. And fucking Yusuke's like, God damn it, just leave the broad. She's going to be fine. They said they're giving her fluids. I don't know. It'll be okay. He's like, oh, God. He's like, well, she's going to be here all night worrying about her mother. Okay, I got to think of something. Because, that's the detail I forgot to mention, Jet. So it was a big detail. So why does this all have to be done within 24 hours? Well, I don't fucking know. Because Baby Jesus says, okay, this has to be done in 24 hours. Or the next time we could do it is 52 years later. And he's like, why is it 52 years? And Baby Jesus is like, I don't make the rules. He's like, you're Baby Jesus. You literally do make the rules. But apparently not, chat. Apparently Big G out there, he makes all the rules. He said 52 years. And he's like, all right, I'll tell him, Dad. And that's what he said, chat. He's like, oh, God. And so he's like, he's like, I got to find Kuwabara. I had to get someone to kiss me on the lips. And so he goes to the arcade where Kuwabara is playing some video games, chat, and he's trying to convince him, but, he's trying to, get his attention. So he passes through him, gives him that icy chill. Ooh, why'd it get so cold in here? And, Yusuke's trying to influence him. He's like, oh, scary ghost. And he fucking runs away. He's like, God damn it. And so then he finds his mom in a club. And she's got these two burlesque dancers that are just rubbing up on her. She's like, yeah, woo, she's loving it, chat. And he's like, she's lost the world. She won't fucking listen. And so at this point, he's kind of giving up. He's like, you know what, fine. I'll wait 52 years. This is how it is. I mean, typical. After everything I've been through, my body's been through. Of course, this is how it ends. Of course. But Botan, she takes pity on Yusuke. She's like, you know what? I really like this guy. He's been good. I know he kind of acts like a pig sometimes, but I know he's got a good heart. It's like, fuck, I'll help him. And so she goes to the hospital chat. Luke, the monster, with the Biddy. This turned to a yaoi plot twist. I know, right? A lot of kissing, a lot of smooching going on. But she possesses the overworked body of Kiko's mother. And she's like, Kiko, you must go to Yusuke. She's like, Mom, are you okay? She's like, I'm totally fine. She's not fine. She's all cross-eyed and walled-eyed at the same time. You need to kiss Yusuke. Your dream was real, Kiko. It's the only way to bring him back to life. And she's like, oh my God, jeez. And so she starts running out, Chet. She starts running out. And Yusuke's watcher is like, whoa, why is she leaving the hospital? And Botan, she's like, listen, fuck, oh my God, that hurts so much. I possessed Kiko's mom's overworked body, and now I told her to go and kiss you on the lips. And he's like, whoa, Botan, thank you for doing that. She's like, I like you. It's like, there's going to be a romance between Botan and Yusuke. We shall see. But Kiko, she's running as fast as her little legs can carry her, chap. But, it's not much time left. Baby Jesus is like, all right, I'm keeping the time now. We'll see if she can waddle there as fast as she can. And he's like, she's got to fight. It's like, right outside the apartment. She's got 5 minutes. She goes up there trying to find her key. And Baby Jesus is like, she's got 2 minutes now. She busts in the goddamn house. She's like, I got to kiss a boy. And she runs to the bedroom. And Baby Jesus is like, 60 seconds. Boom, opens the door. She opens the door. She's like, I gotta smooch him. I gotta smooch his pretty face. And then right before she gets there, chap, boom, midnight. Too late, but she goes, ah, and she gives him a big wet tongue kiss, chat. Just digs in there. It's swimming around and everything, chat. And at this point, Botan looks to her side where Yusuke was standing right next to her, right? She goes, oh, and then we cut to Kiko, and she's like, oh my God, it didn't work. My kissing didn't bring him back to life. I'm a horrible girlfriend. She's crying and shit. But then Yusuke, he wakes, boom, his eyes start to flutter, chat, and he sits up and he goes, you know what, Kiko? You're a pretty good kisser. She's like, oh my God. And she starts hugging him, chat, and smooching. It's great. And he's much better, chat. He's doing much better. It's like, oh, thank God. And Botan and Baby Jesus, they're happy about it. And Botan's like, well, I guess that's the end of Yusuke's story. I guess it worked out, Baby Jesus. Baby Jesus is like, oh no. Oh, it's not over. Oh, I got plans for this kid. She's like, what are you talking about, Baby? She's like, oh, I have oh my God, 3.5 seasons of plans for this kid. She's like, oh my God. All right, I know. She's like, don't use my father's name in vain. She's like, sorry. Are you going to do what I think you're going to do? It's like, oh, hell yeah, girl. And then we cut, and it's the next day. It's the next day, chat. And Yusuke's he's happy. He's wearing different clothes, though. He's like, I'm going to use my anonymity for, to my advantage right now. Just walking the streets. He's taking life. He's got a new lease on life, chat. He has an appreciation for things more. He says, I literally want to spend the day just taking it in. The neighborhood, the people. I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna get some tea for myself. Just read a book. I was like, wow, he really is very positive attitude, chat. And even when he's walking down the street, there's these 2 bullies that accost him, and they're like, hey, you need to pay the troll toll to get past our holes. And he's like, you can see me, can't you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, this is wonderful. And I can touch you too. Oh, happy day. And he just walks past them. The guy's like, hey, you didn't pay the troll toll. The guy's like, listen, man, you don't want that man to go inside your hole. That guy's fucking crazy. We can't accost the crazies here. Leave him alone. And he continues walking, and then he hears someone that's like, oh, you boy, come over here. And it's a fortune teller or something. And he's like, you know what, why not? And he goes over there, and he's like, hey, how you doing? She's like, yes, so you have a destiny about you, Yusuke. He's like, how do you know my name? How do you know about my destiny? And she's like, oh, I have seen many things in you, greatness, Yusuke, and you have a long journey ahead of you. Let me foretell your destiny. He's like, nah, I'm good. See you later. And she's like, wait a minute. No. Where are you going? And he just keeps walking. Eventually, And she's like, fuck! And he sits down. He goes to a little tea shop, coffee shop. He walks in there, and he notices like this gang of kids just sitting at this table chatting and being all cool because not really sitting down normally, except for this one guy. This one guy looks like the leader. He's got glasses on. Four Eyes over there must be their leader. But he's like, well, I'm not going to mess with them. I just want my tea, just going to read my book. And he sits down, but he stares like more at the Four Eyes kid, and he starts to see, he's like, wait a minute, is that kid have fucking horns on his head? He's got horns coming out of his head. And he's like, that's fucking weird. It's like a new fashion style I'm going to wear that I've been dead for like a couple weeks. Now all these goddamn Japanese kids got horns. What is this? But then he starts to overhear him, and he hears the bullies talk about Kuwabara. Apparently, they've kidnapped someone close to Kuwabara, Chad. They kidnapped someone called, I'm trying to remember the name. Ikichi. They kidnapped someone named Ikichi, Chad. And he's like, why would they do that to Kuwabara? Kidnapping? No, I can't get involved. I shouldn't. And then like the guy's like the leader's like, he better bring me my comic books. I specifically asked him to steal those comic books, and if he does not, then Ikichi will pay. And he's like, that's really fucking over the top and evil. Now you go to the Buster Buddies, where I just tell her, wait, I have the whole DVD box set of your adventures. Oh, she was about to reveal that, but she couldn't land the sale. She couldn't make the sale. But then Kuwabara comes in with his bros, with his friends, chat, and he's like, here you go, Four Eyes guy. I got you your comic books. I didn't know what you wanted. But the demon guy, the Four Eyes kid, he's like, you did not do as I asked, Kuwabara. He's like, what are you talking about? I got you like 3 different comic books. He's like, oftentimes, someone who steals something doesn't need a receipt. And he's like, it's against my code to steal. I like Kuwabara a lot. I know, I guess he kind of gets, put upon often in the series. But he does have a fucking moral code, and even Yusuke, he recognizes that. It's like, he wouldn't steal anything. That goes against his code. And so I kind of like that about Kuwabara. He's like, I got you the comics. What difference does it make? I don't like to steal. Stealing's wrong. And even though he likes to fight, he has this great sense of morality. He's like, I respect this guy a lot. And he's like, I wanted you to steal because it makes you feel bad. He's like, I don't want to feel bad. Then Ikichi must pay. And who is Ikichi, chat? Is it his sister? Is it his girlfriend? Is it his mom? These fucking kids just steal his mom? No, it's his kitten. It's his pet kitten. And he's like, bring her to me. And they bring out this little kitten's going meow. It's like, Ikichi, no. And Yusuke's like, I can't believe it. Really? Oh, man, he is such a softie. And he's like, we'll show you what happens to people who defy me, Kuwabara. And so they go out in the back of the tea shop. And he's like, you will do as I ask. You will do exactly what I want. And he's like, since you did not steal the comic books like I asked you to, I want you to punch all of your friends in the face. I want you to keep punching them until I tell you to stop. And he's like, no, I will never hurt my friends. And his friend's like, Kuwabara, it's cool, dude. Like, you helped us out so many times in the past. You can punch us in his face. He's like, no, it's wrong. I won't do it. He's like, I won't do what you want, Four Eyes. And then the kid's like, oh, well, it seems to be Ikichi's funeral then. Kill the cat. And the guy who's holding the cat literally has a bottle, smashes it, and is about to stab the kitten with the broken bottle. And fucking, Kuma's like, no. And then Yusuke, boom, he fucking comes in there and he smashes that guy's face. She was holding the cat. Kicks him so hard, knocks his teeth out, grabs that kitty, and he's like, you guys are a bunch of assholes. And Kubo's like, no, it's not possible. He's like, it is, my friend. Good to see you, Kuwabara. I'm back. It's Yusuke, chat. Oh, my God. And it's like, how about we team up and take care of these jabronis? Like, yeah. And they pursue to whip these guys' asses, chat. Each and every single one of them. They're getting a beat down. And he even gives Kuwabara the case. He's like, hey, man, here, you hang on to this little guy. He's like, it's a girl. And he's like, okay, sure. And they continue to fight. But then the Four Eyes guy, he starts hightailing out of there, Chad. He starts running. And Yusuke's like, get your scrawny little Four Eyes ass back here. He chases him down. She gives a boom. He kicks him right in the back of the head. His fucking face just eats pavement, Chad. So, oh, God, the skin just scraped against it. But he deserves it. He's a piece of shit. He's a little shit. And then Yusuke's looking down at him and he's like, that's what you fucking get for trying to kill cats. Who does that? Who does that, man? Kuwabara's a good guy. And then he notices something. Because all of a sudden, the guy's body starts to go, what? And he's like, oh shit, I killed him. I killed him. But no, Chat, no. Because all of a sudden, this thing starts coming out of his mouth. He's like, it's like it's a demon. It's a little gremlin. A little gremlin literally pulls itself from this kid's mouth. And Yusuke's like, oh my God. And Demon's like, wait, you can see me? Oh no. And he fucking tries to escape. Yusuke's like, hey, come back here. And he grabs him. And he's like, and he's like, what the hell are you? He's like, I am Jackie, the demon. You cannot see me. It is impossible. He's like, well, I could see you, dude. So, you know, what you were doing was not cool at all. And all of a sudden, chat, the fortune teller from before shows up. She's like, Yusuke, look at that, getting ahead of me as always. And you already did your first task, capturing Jackie the demon. And it's like, oh no, it can't be her. It can't be. He's like, you know her? She goes, oh, we've been acquainted with each other for quite some time. And then the fortune teller reveals herself, chat. It's Botan, obviously. It's the same voice actor, but it's like, of course it's Botan. She's like, hey, Yusuke. She's like, oh, geez, Botan. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in like 24 hours. Listen, I guess I should have reached out. I didn't know how, but seriously, thank you for everything that you've done for me. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. We're recruiting you. And he's like, huh? He's like, yeah, we're recruiting you. It's mandatory. He's like, what are you talking about? And she takes the demon. She's like, all right, back to hell with you. He's like, and he sends him off to hell. He's like, wait, what are we talking about? He's like, oh, yeah. So while you were gone, baby Jesus told me that you're going to be the spirit detective of Earth. And he's like, what is that? It's a mandatory position where you need to capture and hunt down demons that are messing with people across the world in different dimensions. And he's like, what? He's like, yep. And then baby Jesus appears above him in the sky. He's like, Yusuke, I have chosen you. You must now perform the duty as an anime protagonist for the next 3.5 seasons. Really? He's like, yup. And that, my friends, is my scene by scene breakdown for Yu Hakusho episode 5. I choose you, Yusuke. And yeah, now he's gonna be a demon hunter. That's his job, Chase. A spirit detective. He's gotta hunt down fucking demons on a daily basis. And he's like, oh no. You thought it was over, chat. It is merely just begun. And so now, like when they did the next time on Yu Hakusho, he's fighting all these demon monsters. And we also, I think, see the other two characters who are going to be regulars in the series, chat. This one guy, I don't know their names. There's this one samurai guy, and then there's another guy that has like he's dressed in like this red pinkish color, and he has like a vine whip. And so we're going to get them. So here we go, chat. Hai and Kurama. So I guess we're going to get introduced to them. I'm not familiar with those characters. So there you go. There you go, chat. Not the worst part of the I guess, but it's like mandatory. You got to do this for the rest of your life. He's like, oh, God. So it's light red, chat. So it's fun. Hia. His name is Hia. Fair enough, chat. Their names are Boop, Boop, and Bipples. That's their names from now on, chat. Boop, Boop, Naya Brownie has, okay, we now know their names. For right now, the samurai guy is Boop Boop, and the pink one is named Bipples. That's how it needs to be, chap. It's set in stone. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. I can't wait to be introduced to Boop Boop and Bipples, chap. Fantastic. Oh, Donut did teach us that it's not pink, it's light red. True. Indeed. Can't wait to get into the chat. But yeah, that was Yu Hakusho episode 5. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been really liking this series. I love that now. It's like, oh, it's going to turn to something completely new now. It's evolving, chat. It's evolving. So that'll be fun. But now, chat, we're going to jump into some Deathloop. We're going to play some Deathloop. And then we'll jump into some Among Us. Also, thank you, Andy, with a follow. You're my new Huckleberry / Grinch. I hope you're doing very well today. Appreciate you. We stand Bipples. Hell yeah, we stand Bipples and Boop Boop. I'm with Boop Boop and Bipples. And we just get the spirit. Oh, that's the thing. Baby Jesus also tells him, yeah, I'm going to give you like a whole bunch of abilities. I'm not going to reveal them yet. We'll wait till next episode. But yeah, you're going to have some cool powers. He's like, I would just want to have some tea and read books. And he's like, no, no. So it'll be fun. Very, very fun, chat. But now, my friends, now we are going to transition into some Deathloop.